BATJAC J.W. here, and we got a table of World War II stuff. Most importantly, right here is the M1 Carbine. That's what we're looking at today. This one's really cool. I've had a couple of these over the years, but gotten rid of them and ended up with this one recently. And yeah, well, I shouldn't say recently, because I know I've been kind of a little bit of a bad guy for you, because I've actually picked this up some months back and just now getting around to videoing it and photographing it for you, so I do apologize. David Marshall Williams, he was a convicted murderer that actually helped design this thing. He was kind of the designer of the floating chamber and the short stroke piston action and all that, so this kind of became the staple of World War II, aside from the M1 Garand or Grand. This was really meant for cooks, tankers, and stuff like that, not necessarily frontline work, but it ended up being that way. So, but this one here, I walked into some place and I saw it on the wall, and I said, for that kind of price, because it was a lot cheaper than they normally go for, and so I said, I better pick that up. So I'm not I don't know, I'm not like a Mr. Walking Wikipedia on all the markings and all that. I know that there were some changes out later, like this bayonet lug and the rear sight here, which I actually like this sight. The L sight was I used to have one with an L sight, and it was really hard for me to see. The barrel is actually stamped Inland General Motors, 1943. So it's kind of difficult to read. It's this one has not been refurbished or anything. Pretty much is as is, fresh off the field. No importation marks or anything like that that would, for me, kind of take away from the cool factor of these. The receiver under the sight, it says Saginaw. So really interesting stuff. And of course, just for added support, we brought out the old World War II 45 here, and we brought out its holster and everything. This is an old World War II Grayton and Knight company made leather holster for it and everything. So it came with this sling. This sling here, which appears to be all original and all that. I got the pouch from a buddy of mine that just he had it kicking around in his storage, so we slapped that on there. That oiler and everything is what was on the gun. I had trouble getting it out of there, so I'm not going to repeat trying to remove it or anything. But no magazine, nothing. But the magazine is actually stamped too, with a U on the back. So yeah, but I really like just all the scars and all that all over this thing. Boy, if it could tell you some stories. I've always liked the way this part looks with that cover on the top and that wood. It's just something really cool, and it's got all kinds of markings all over it. Again, trigger group and everything. So, and then I heard the M with it stamped there means it was the new modifications that they did with assisting in making it a better design. And of course, the safety, you got this type of safety right here. Alright, so you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of take it down so we can look at some internal parts here, just for giggles and for fun, because we all like looking at these old relics. So we got the stock off here, and of course nothing special or anything like that. Of course, you got that piece in there. I didn't see any stampings on it or anything, but the stock indeed does have the ordnance stamp that you can still see right there. And it's still on there, along with all the dents and dings. Set this aside. The cover, really cool. There's a number 10 right there. That's the only markings I was able to find on it. And then you had the trigger group and all that, which one of the parts I found that was really cool on it was right there. It says Inland. Really cool, with like a little shield or something, like a little housing over it, stamping. It's really cool to see stuff like that. It's really neat. But You know, again, like you can see just how rough and crude these things were made during wartime. Really, just to get these things out there and get them into action and help with our country, and you know, help with our freedoms and keep it that way. You know, so we don't fall under the heel of the enemy. I know this is the top of the flat bolt, and I know there's a round bolt and all that. And so the way these things also operate is there's a little button there, and you can pull them back to the rear, push down the button, and it'll lock it into place right there. As far as I know, over the years of having a couple of them here and there is no bolt hold open or on the last shot or anything like that I was ever aware of. There's another end mark, and I just love all the scars on these things. I really do. And like this one I got really lucky with, because I know I've seen some over time where the rifling was pretty much shot out and kind of worn, and this one is not. This one actually has some of the most pristine rifling I've ever seen in one of these. So that's really cool. Again, you know, this you know, again, it's like a transitional gun, even though it is a, you know, it's a World War II, 1943. You know, but you know, of course, you got the different sights and the lug here, which I actually like. It's really cool. I kind of want to pick up the old bayonet for it and everything. So, but anyway, there it is, and we decided to bring it out for you and show it to you again. Sorry, got taking so long to get around to you know, showing it, but that's just the way things go sometimes. And I just kind of noticed that. Look at all that cool scarring on the stock and everything. So, really cool stuff. I'm BATJAC J.W. Like, share, and subscribe.